test. Unbelievable footwork, fundamentals, and a clutch gene. Love Jalen Brunson's game.
Both free throws good from Brunson. Well, I don't think anyone predicted that Jalen Brunson would become the player he is today, Grant.
Yeah, that's for sure, B.A. Or he definitely wouldn't have been a second-round pick. He's a hard worker, a competitor. And an elite offensive player.
Boy, what a warrior Derrick Rose is. This guy gets buckets through contact out there, so tough.
Inside, here's Thomas. Oh, and Mobley with the block. And so the ball out of bounds. Mobley touched it last. Here's Kuzi, guarded by Rose. And it's stolen by Rose. And here we go, the Timberwolves on the run. Rebounded by Johnson. And so it's Johnson with it. He brings it up for the Chicago Bulls. And the whistle blows as the basket counts. Chance at a three-point opportunity here. One free throw coming up. Grant, there's a huge difference between talent on paper versus winning.
You're right, B.A., and it comes down to coaching, chemistry, and sacrifice. But I think the biggest thing is effort. All things being equal, the team that plays the hardest is going to win.
Well, the big German, as he is affectionately known, Nowitzki, the 2011 NBA champion, will go down as one of the best shooters ever.
Here's English. Tries again. And he gets that one. And the Timberwolves lead by 3.
Yeah, their defense is starting to wear down. That's 3 straight buckets at the rim.
It's Thomas on the wing, guarded by Richardson. The score now all even. Nowitzki's got 6 here in the quarter.
Come on now, very few in the catch-and-shoot game better than Dirk Nowitzki. Still commands a ton of respect.
Rose. Oh, look at that! Oh, my goodness! Cocked it back and fired it home!
Oh, save that for the dunk contest. That flush was so extra.
Whether or not this game is close, he's the same guy. Focused on finishing firm at the rim. And it's Nowitzki missing.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
The officials were right on top of that one.
Minnesota shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. First free throw is good. And Minnesota with some changes. O'Neal, he's checked in for Evan Mobley. Cade Cunningham comes in for Richardson. And Payton is subbed in for Rose. And the Bulls also making a change. Harden, he's checked in for Thomas. And it really feels like the chemistry of this Timberwolves team has taken a step forward.
And B.A., you know this. Winning always enhances that energy and chemistry. But beyond that, this is a roster full of players that have had individual success, and now they're hungry and thirsty for team success, because that's the true measure.
Picked it. Here we go. All alone. And there's the slam. Dunk to finish it off.
And this kind of sick slam is just one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now, B.A.
You know, there's an edge the way they played, and a confidence they're not afraid to show. Outside for Harden. 5 to shoot. Lets a floater go. And he lays it in. Harden's got 23.
Well, at this point, James Harden has put his imprint all over this basketball game, and the defense better find a way to figure him out soon.
From 15 feet away. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
And very few teams rely on mid-range jumpers nowadays, but that's been their preferred way of finding points.
Reed passes to Kuzi. The rebound by Jason Tatum.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Screen by O'Neal. Pass to Tatum. Back to Cunningham. Alongside Grant Hill and Brent Barry, I'm Brian Anderson. Also with us tonight, our reporter, Allie LaForce. Tip-off goes to Minnesota. Here's Duncan. From about 16, Victor Wembanyama grabs the board. James, right side. Pass to Davis. And one thing you've got to do on the floor tonight, box out.
Two elite rebounding teams here, BA, so making sure that possessions count. Work to get the best possible shot you can in the half court, because you know there's not going to be a lot of second opportunities in this one.
Hill with it. Some solid defense from James. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
I caught up with Coach Chris Finch. He said they spent all week watching film on Victor Wembanyama, trying to find flaws that they could take advantage of. No such luck. So their mission tonight is to try to make someone else beat them, which Coach admits could be fool's errand.
And Allie, thanks. Now here's Tatum. Right now contributing around 10.5 points a game. It's stolen by Tatum. First quarter, just over a minute played. Pass to Duncan. O'Neal inside. The shot, no good. Good D by Wembanyama. And so it's James with it. He brings it up for Miami. On the wing, Davis. Averaging around 6 a game. Now Hill. Pass to Tatum. O'Neal with it. And the shot is good on the assist by Tatum.
Here's hoping this will help them build some offensive energy. It took a while to hit that first shot.
All right, Brent, let me ask you a very important question. What exactly is Heat culture?
BA, Heat culture is about toughness and competitiveness. And if you step into that building, you better make sure that you're ready to be pushed and push the limits that, as a professional player, not a lot of other teams are willing to go. As soon as they find guys who enjoy that, and I'm not going to say torture, but it's close, those are the kind of guys who make it in Miami.
Now here's Wembanyama. Looking at his production, close to 12 points a game.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's the shot he typically makes.
Here's Tatum. The ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Davis. Pass to James. First quarter of basketball. Just over 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Wembanyama. Just 5 on the clock. No one near him. Oh, he can't sink it. He's 0 for 3.
That's 0 for 4 now. Time to slow it down and maybe get the best possible shot the next time down.
And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
Just can't give LeBron any opening. If you do, you're torched.
Hill drives in. Davis with a rebound.
Wow, he doesn't miss many of those. He's such a strong finisher and tight.
Pippen. Gets rebounded by Minnesota.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
Over to the left wing. A nice shot by Duncan.
Well, Duncan had time as the ball was swinging around on the perimeter to set himself up for the J. He's got room to shoot. He's going to make the defense look foolish.
Now, here is James. A dependable player on offense, giving them over 13 a game. Back to Wembanyama. Outside Payton. O'Neal inside. And so far in this one, 2 for 4.
There's some easy offense there. Keep finding looks in that area, and their shooting percentages tonight are going to be off the charts.
Now, here is James. Driving inside.
Minnesota foul. O'Neal. First personal foul. Second team foul.
Pass to Leonard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No good with a layup. Minnesota leading by 3. Out to the right wing. Now here's O'Neal. A valuable part of their offense, averaging a little more than 16 a game. The open shot by James. Oh, not wasting any time and taking the shot and hitting it.
When LeBron's shooting like that, nothing you can do defensively.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Minnesota in the lead. Rose outside. Three-pointer, Anthony. The shot is good, and the assist by Rose.
Melo not afraid to pull the trigger from deep, that time for 3.
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
Pass to James. Now Adebayo. Here's Pippen. No points so far. The shot's good.
I doubt that's what they were looking for, but it works out.
Rose outside. Here's Duncan. Three-pointer off the mark. Here's James. Pass to Adebayo. Leonard on the wing. And here's Green from the arc. And the three-pointer goes.
You know, this team spaces the floor so well, and Draymond Green, if he's selective, somebody who can operate at the three-point line.
Timeout.
And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Here's Anthony. He's been an offensive weapon for them, scoring around 17.5 points a game.
So far, rebounding has been a focal point for them.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Here's a great quote from Coach Eric Spoelstra, who said, "The Miami Heat culture is a system based on discipline and hard work. We stand for something. That's competition. That's winning. We feel that there's a championship DNA that you can develop." And Brian, they walk the walk.
One of the great organizations in the league, Alan. And Anthony slams it in.
Melo showing that he's still got it down there, gets enough space to get up and get to the rim.
Pass to Havlicek. Lets it fly from 18. The rebound by Duncan. And the ball out of play. The Heat will have it. Miami trailing. And that's out of bounds. Miami will keep it.
Nice deflection there. Really trying to disrupt their offensive flow.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
Pass to Green. Here's Moncrief. A minute 35 left to play in the first quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Green with the ball. Driving to the basket. Adebayo. And it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over. 1:25 left in the first. Pass to English. Here they come with numbers in transition. Here's Havlicek. Yes, and it's Adebayo picking up the assist. And the Heat lead by 2.
Bam averaged 5 assists per game during that breakout campaign in 2020, and he's at it again.
Jackson, the screen to the paint. Back to Anthony. And they waste no time getting those 3 points back. Anthony's got 8.
Well, that basket must be widening out right now, and he's making almost every shot he's putting up this quarter.
Here's Havlicek. Oh, nice fake, but the layup's off the mark.
Yeah, can't see why he missed that one there. The D's close, but like plenty of room.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock.
And this kind of selflessness is great to see. Textbook positioning to draw the charge.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. 30 seconds left now in the first quarter. Jackson, the screen. Here's English. Another miss by Minnesota. So it's Miami now. They trail by 1. Here's Havlicek. Right now averaging 5.5 a game. Green, a screen. 1 second left. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Heat out in front, leading by a point. Quarter number 2 coming up right after this break. And if you're just joining us, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. All right, guys, what do you think about the Heat here?
Well, it's simple. Rebounding made all the difference in the first quarter. They really got after it.
Yeah, rebounding can also be just about will, and they showed some of that in going in there and collecting some boards.
And Eric Spoelstra decides to call timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. James outside. Over Tatum. And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami retains possession. Well, Grant, the Miami Heat are as professionally run as any franchise in this league.
Yeah, and certain numbers point to that. They minimize turnovers, they don't commit cheap fouls, and they hit their free throws. So, in other words, they don't give anything.
That's the power and strength he brings. Kawhi able to absorb the contact. I'm not even sure he felt it and still knocks it down.
Hill for 3. Rebound Miami. Leonard left side. Fires the 3. Leonard beyond the line.
And by the numbers, Kawhi is one of the most efficient three-point shooters ever.
Right side Hill. Pass to O'Neal. And he banks in the layup. O'Neal's got 6 points. Heat leading by 4. James outside. Shoots over Tatum. The shot by James, no good. Now the Timberwolves with it. Here's Payton. Off target from outside. That's tipped. This James on the wing. Launches it from deep. Tip in, no good.
Would you say testing the limits of his range there?
Well, I thought they played smart, and then all of a sudden it was maybe a little too flashy there, and that's unfortunate.
Hill can't connect.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts, but otherwise the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go, and you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
Pass to O'Neal. Here's Duncan. Lets it go from deep. Fires in the triple. Duncan's got his second basket of the game.
such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
On the wing, Tatum. No points yet. Lets the three fly. No luck on that one.
I'm not sure how he finds himself in so much space there. He's kicking himself for whiffing a bit on that one.
Pass to Pippen. Out to James. 4 on the clock. Wembanyama screen. Oh, 2 vicious points from the King.
Just a masterful offensive player, utilizing that pick with great intelligence there.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Substitution here for Miami. Well, you hear team execs say all the time, you're either selling wins or you're selling hope. How true is that, Brett?
Well, if you're an executive BA, just be right about whatever it is that you're selling. And you got to be realistic. I mean, fans are smart. They understand where your team is. Are you a playoff competitor? Are you young and growing? So that's hope. If you're going deep into the playoff run, you want the wins.
Pass to Gilmore. And Anunoby pulls it down. Timberwolves trail by 4. Here's Tatum. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
That's good hustle. Tatum beating several guys up the floor, putting himself in a position to contribute.
Left side, Morant. Right wing. Hey, how's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
And nobody putting out much of an effort to stop him.
Surprising. In a close game, a lack of energy on defense.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
Offensive rebound. Duncan. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Well, if you don't box out the big fundamental, you're going to have a fundamental problem.
Miami making a switch here. And so Moran will bring it up to the Miami Heat. Pass to Green. Outside Morant. Back to Green. Now Davis. Outside for Morant. Shot on the wing. That shot, no good.
Well, maybe not the best shot against that kind of defense, but he still has the ability to knock that kind of shot down.
Anthony misses.
Well, after getting off to a great start, hitting those first 2 shots, he's definitely regressed a little bit in this quarter.
Here's Davis. Oh, Davis asserts himself at the rim.
Tenacious on the inside. Davis great at getting interior positioning and then capitalizing.
Basket counts. Duncan's got 8 points here in the quarter.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Down low. Davis misses. Oh, stolen by Morant. And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page.
Substitution on the court.
And it's the Heat with the ball. Adebayo with it. Still without a bucket. Let's go with a three. Excellent D there from O'Neal. The Timberwolves trail. You know, he's 6'9". Brent, would you call Bam Adebayo a small ball center?
If you were standing in front of him, B.A., would you do that? I don't know if I want to do that. I want to ask Bam what he wants to be called, whether it's center or forward. It doesn't really much matter. This guy can play both ends of the floor and can dominate a game. He's got great strength, great length, and continues to grow his game.
Wow, 8 lead changes in the first half. Unbelievable.
Yeah, both sides digging in for what looks like a war.
Wembanyama screen. 6 to shoot. Havlicek fades away and sinks a tough shot. Havlicek's got 7 points. Rose outside. Pass to English. Now here's Anthony. Oh, and there's the whistle. On the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
Yeah, you can't fall for that kind of shot fake if you're the defender. Melo selling it well and then finds his way to the free throw line.
The free throw drops for Anthony. Miami making a switch here. So he gets them both.
A great player on a great role at the charity stripe. But D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Havlicek's shot is off. Minnesota in the lead.
An excellent finisher who loves to bring the intensity. Rose will challenge anybody at the rim.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Minnesota.
They've done a great job facilitating shooters. Their early game has seen a lot of hot passes and has kept the defense guessing as well.
Well, I want to add also the damage that has been done on the inside. It's a lot of rubble in there, but they're continuing to go right at the defense.
Adebayo.
And for Bam, it doesn't get any easier than that.
They set the screen. Pass to Hill. Anthony outside. O'Neal on the wing. The shot won't fall. Wembanyama with some nice D.
If you told me this was the kind of game he was going to have, I would not have expected them to be in front right now.
Anthony feeling it out a bit. And Anthony slams it in.
Catching and firing, Melo has it all working in this one.
Pass to Adebayo. Boy, that foul looked intentional. Not exactly what you'd expect here.
Yeah, I know. It just doesn't make sense given the situation. You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Here's Moncrief. Here's Cooper. Here's Bowen. Still no points. Beyond the arc. Connects from downtown. And that'll tie this game up.
He's the last guy you want to leave alone on the perimeter.
Rose outside. Pass to English. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Rose. English has got his first 3 points of the game.
And they're trending in the right direction after a rough first quarter from the field.
Adebayo with it. .34 seconds left in the first half. To the inside. And finished off by Adebayo.
That time, Bam just shifted the D over and found the bucket all by himself.
Pass to Bowen. Back to Wembanyama. Fires from the wing. And there's another one for the Heat. Oh, man, this has been an absolute battle in the first half.
Each team trying to establish itself. The lead just keeps going back and forth.
For three, Anthony. And so it's Kawhi Leonard making highlights for Miami. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. We're coming right back. Don't go anywhere. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. The Heat with the lead. Here's Moncrief. No made baskets yet. To the middle. Here's Wembanyama. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
When Wembanyama has the ball in there, I mean, it's often a bucket, a foul, or both.
And so he makes both from the line.
Makes it pretty tough on the defense. Who are you going to pick to send to the free throw line? I mean, he's hitting the free throws right now. Form looks good.
And the Heat making a change here. Now Tatum. Tatum to the rack. Hill for 3. Adebayo grabs the board. Heat leading by 3. Pass to Havlicek. Now Adebayo. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
You get a feeling that he made that much more difficult than he had to. No reason why he had to fade away on that jump.
And sometimes you forget how long Tatum is, and he's terrific at using this to his advantage inside.
Adebayo sets a screen. Havlicek's shot is off. Here's Duncan. 10 points for him. Over Adebayo. Duncan, no good. It's a neck-and-neck game here in Minneapolis. Here's Havlicek. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. That one on Tatum.
And he just powered through contact trying to complete the play.
Miami making a switch here. That misses, so he splits the free throws. On the wing, Thompson. He's scoreless. This one to three. Oh, Thompson buries the tray.
And Klay Thompson, one of those guys where you hit the switch as a lights-out shooter.
Here's Davis. Inside. Pass to Havlicek. Here's Cooper. McDaniels a screen. Down low. Here's Cooper. Hill with the steal. The three from Thompson. And Cooper pulls it down. Miami trailing. Second half of play here with just under 2.5 minutes passed. Counted.
That is a tough two right there from Butler. Really his calling card. Rugged play and 100% effort.
Now here's Payton. Looking at the numbers, he's putting up 7 points a game. To the inside. Ooh, McDaniels with a steal. Outside Butler. Outside for Davis. And Davis slams it home.
Got to give him credit for jumping on the ball and making the most at the other end.
Boy, inexcusable at this point in the game. They got to be more composed in these moments.
How about the sequence in its entirety? Momentum swing, and you love the effort here.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Ryan, last season, Jason Tatum surpassed 10,000 career points. He said, it sounds crazy. I always think about when I was a kid growing up with my mom and saying I wanted to be in the NBA. I may have thought I would be one of the best players, but to actually do it is a surreal feeling. Ryan, he's being honest.
Yeah, dreams do come true, Allie. Thank you. McDaniels. No good. Tight defense there. Bothered that shot. And there's the basket. And the whistle blows. Chance at a three-point play here. Going to the line for one.
Having added so much strength, Tatum can take the contact and stay balanced.
At the line for Minnesota, Jason Tatum.
And that one falls for Tatum. You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken, but that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
Pass to Payton. From deep, hits the trifecta. Now it's a three-point Timberwolves lead.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Here's Cooper. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Outside for Butler. Back to Davis. From the arc. The rebound by Jason Tatum. The Timberwolves lead by 3. Here's Duncan. And it's all from three-point range. And here's McDaniels. To the paint. Stolen by Thompson. And now the T-Wolves on the break. Here's Hill. Rebound Miami.
Let's hope for his sake that he does not try that one ever again.
Oh, got that one up quick. McDaniels gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game.
There's such a threat to score. The defense can focus too much on Butler, and he found the open man with ease.
Here's McDaniels. Pass to Cooper. Butler on the wing. Davis with it. Shot clock at 5. Here's McDaniels. Butler with the ball. Here's Cooper. Oh, 3 chances on that possession, but they just can't find a way to score. Tries to break his ice. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. Minnesota shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts of the game. And he knocks down the first one. Both good from the line that time. Now Butler. Pass to Adebayo. Here's Bowen. Right side McDaniels. Puts up a three. And again, Miami with a triple. And it's amazing. Neither team has been able to hold the lead for any length of time.
Yeah, these guys are leaving it all on the floor tonight.
Cade gets going. It's stolen. Left side Butler. Pass to McDaniels. Adebayo sets a screen. And again, it's Miami from deep. All right, guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for Miami?
Well, their D has been a major story tonight. I mean, those steals and putting pressure on the ball, clogging the passing lanes, impressive.
I feel like another part of tonight's game has been the hustle points, getting up and down, getting second chances, getting transition opportunities. They've been fantastic in that area.
Yeah, when you're facing Mobley, you cannot let him get that ball down low.
Evan Mobley taking 2 shots.
He hits the second from the line. And it's Butler with the ball for the Heat. It's a three-point game.
2 minutes remaining. 2 minutes.
To the left wing. Outside McDaniels. And he dunks it down.
Now that's how you capitalize on a screen.
Yeah, good positioning, too. Gave him a clear path to the hoop.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
Cunningham, right side. Good D by Adebayo.
Yeah, better than giving up the layup. You want to go in there and use the hard foul. They did it there. That's aggressive attitude defensively.
Outside Butler. The rebound by Jackson. Timberwolves trail by 5. Pass to English. The three is up. The shot no good. And it's Miami's ball. They're on an 11-3 run. And the basket by Bowen. Bowen's got 6.
As the deep shots continue to fall, you can sense the frustration growing among these defenders.
Mobley down low. English. Adebayo with the rejection.
And pay him with the emphatic block.
Tries the spin move. Here's Bowen. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
Yeah, just hold for the last shot. Don't give them another possession at all.
And hopefully that's what they'll do here. It's what most teams try to execute at this time in the game.
And he gets the bucket.
Even in the later stages of his career, Rose still possesses considerable speed, a real threat to penetrate and score.
And here's Butler outside. And so it's the Miami Heat leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. They've been aggressive in...
61.
Man, I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Timberwolves trail by 6. Anthony outside. from 17. And that's off the glass and in.
Win or lose, this is the fight you want to see from your players.
A great example out here of just a no-quit team continuing to compete until the final buzzer.
Ooh, Wembanyama with the silky stroke from 3.
All 5 of the last buckets they've given up have been from downtown.
Anthony up top. Here's O'Neal. Rebound Miami. Floats one. Pass to Davis. And finished off by Davis.
Well, this is the next step in evolution for Kawhi, showing great signs of improved playmaking.
Three-pointer, Anthony. Rebound collected by Anthony Davis.
And they've just built this lead by attacking the boards.
And there are the Heat with another bucket.
The refined jumper of Wembanyama. You just never see that in a man of his height.
Some room here for Anthony. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Anthony's got 4 points this quarter.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Wembanyama screen. Davis. And Davis slams it home.
Loving the intensity from the crowd there. He threw that one down with some real force.
Three-pointer, Anthony. Kawhi Leonard comes up with a rebound.
Since hitting 2 triples in the first half, he's been non-existent from out there.
Here's Pippen. Wembanyama screen. James outside. Spins. 5 to shoot.
Careful once LeBron breaks the seal of the free throw line. There's a lot of power and a lot of muscle coming at you. Usually it ends up with free throws.
And he drops it first. Miami making a switch here. That one's no good.
And they've been so much more aggressive drawing the whistle here in the second half.
They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Here's Duncan. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And Timmy's still able to get up and over the rim, throwing that one in.
And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point. the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Eric Spoelstra's huddle. He said to his guys, this one is not over yet. You have worked hard for this lead, and we are not about to give it up now. Stay focused and keep hustling. Back to you guys.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. Nails it from 3.
Scouts love this from Wembanyama, a big who can hit smooth three-point shots.
Pass to Tatum. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way.
An ascending superstar, Tatum has really honed in on what he does best on the offensive end.
And so Tatum nails both of them. Here's James. Pass to Pippen. Now here's Adebayo. Out to James. 5 on the clock. Out to the right wing. Goes up at the elbow. Doesn't go for him. Ooh, solid defense from Anthony. On the wing, Anthony. Over Adebayo. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Heat leading by 11. Into the lane. And the basket by Bowen.
What a smart pass from Wembanyama. Already adept at scanning the floor and finding open teammates.
Anthony with a bucket.
And you would think a coach might have talked to his defense about making the adjustment on him, but right now, he's just lighting him up.
LeBron at full speed. And slam dunk by James.
Wow, LeBron on the roll. This time, rocks it.
Here's O'Neal. Oh, and they immediately answer back with a dunk on the other end.
A one-handed tomahawk. That's a guaranteed highlight, B.A.
Check out the bench. They flew out of their seats after that. Adebayo, no good.
Not great numbers, but great effort in this one. Sounds funny, but I think he's been a positive for them.
Anthony with a bucket.
Quick fire on that shot. Melo with the catch-and-shoot jumper. No defense for that play.
And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. Here's James. Pass to Pippen. And that one is hammered home.
So good at reading the defenses and James anticipating when they overcommitted.
Now Tatum. The three. And again, it's Minnesota with a three.
Backing up that last three with another three. The defense has to stop giving them so many clean looks.
Outside for Wembanyama. Pass to Davis. James deciding where to go with it. And it's James with the jam.
And the defense making it too easy for LeBron James. Can't let him get that close.
Here's English from outside the arc. Gets the three to fall.
And that was the right decision. When you're in need of a bucket, you go to your most trusted guys.
Yeah, whether it's teammates or the coaching staff, hopefully a combination of both, but gets close, he's getting the ball.
And Eric Spoelstra decides to call timeout, looking to get everyone dialed in and engaged. Making a switch here. And so James will bring it up for the Heat. Pass to Leonard. The three ball. Wembanyama screen. A shot from the high post. Yep, it finally drops after rolling around the rim. And the Heat lead by 7.
Now, you don't try to search out the mid-range jumper in the analytic age, but Kawhi Leonard does, and it works.
The drive by Tatum. Pass to English. Shot clock at 6. O'Neal inside. Anthony outside. Another shot. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. It's going to be on Victor Wembanyama.
Melo powering his way through the defense down there. He's used to that kind of contact throughout his career.
And Anthony drops them both.
He's the one person that the coaching staff and the teammates love to see at the line in a tight ball game. He's pretty much bank on these.
That was just great work to battle through contact and will in the shot.
And that one misses. Timberwolves trail by 7. Here's English. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
As his career has gone on, Melo has been better and better about finding the open man.
James, left side. It's stolen by Tatum. Pass to Anthony. Shot from the top of the key. They get it back. Here's O'Neal. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
And that really has to lift his teammates' spirits right now.
I'll tell you, Graham, these second chance buckets could be what this game comes down to.
Well, especially in a close game, every possession matters.
James with the ball. O'Neal covers. Back to Wembanyama. The rebound by Duncan. The Timberwolves trail. Outside Tatum. Pass to Anthony. That falls. Nice feed that time from Tatum. Anthony's got 29.
Man, I'll tell you what, the pressure is cranked up. Who better to call than this guy?
Davis a screen. Leonard outside. And here's Wembanyama. The Heat need to get one up in a hurry. And now the T-Wolves on the break. Here's O'Neal. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
And if you can't force the turnover on that play, then that's not a bad foul.
And the second of 2 is good. And that gives him a lead.
Good trip to the line. He did not get all of them, but at least they hold the lead now.
The 3 is up. O'Neal pulls it in. They'll probably slow things down now.
Burn the clock while you have the lead. I like that.
Here's Anthony.
With great mobility and the 8-foot wingspan. Yes, 8 foot. Wembanyama easily wipes that shot away. Wow. That takes steady nerves right there.
Not backing down from this moment here. When the game is close, he kicks it up a notch.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. All right, thoughts on what coach is going to do here?
A chance to tie it up here.
Well, they just need a solid play right now, and coach going through his index cards to find one to get something going.
And here's Tatum. Anthony outside. Three-pointer. And he drills the triple.
During this final quarter, he's erupted from outside the arc. Just assume every 3 he takes now is going in.
And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. Obviously, not a lot of time to work with. What do you guys think we're going to see?
Unless they can get a wide-open jumper, they might want to attack inside, because even if you miss at the rim, you can still draw a foul.
Substitution on the court.
And there's James from the arc. Off target from downtown.
Hey, nice work attracting the foul from deep. He'll shoot 3.
He sinks the clutch free throw. as the second of 3 shots is offline. 1 to go. And he nails the third. And Chris Finch has called timeout. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances. All right, what are the considerations at this late juncture?
And this is what it's all about. This shot could win the game. Not much time left, but they have just enough to execute a play.
That'll count if it goes. Oh, the all-or-nothing shot attempt falls offline. So